Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're not just comparing two electric cars. We're diving into something really fascinating, I think. A clash of titans, maybe? A battle for, well, the soul of the EV market.
Yeah, it really feels like that sometimes. You've got the established giant versus the, let's say, audacious tech disruptor.
Exactly. And the surprising part, they're sort of duking it out in a similar price bracket, which forces us to ask, where's the true value in this electric future? So we're taking a deep dive into the sleek BMW iX2 xDrive 30 and the, frankly, shockingly powerful Xiaomi SU7 Max.
Right. And our mission for you, our listeners, is to really go beyond just the spec sheet. We're going to try and extract the most important nuggets of knowledge from this detailed comparison, highlighting what each vehicle truly offers, who it's really best suited for, and crucially, what this whole thing tells us about the bigger picture, the broader automotive landscape, which is changing so fast.
Absolutely. It's like a microcosm of the future of mobility. You can see two very different philosophies colliding. Okay, let's meet our contenders then. First up, we have the BMW iX2 xDrive 30. Now, for me, this is BMW's really brilliant answer to that electric SUV coupe thing. It's that classic blend, isn't it? SUV practicality, but with a sportier coupe look that, honestly, BMW has absolutely perfected over the years.
They have a knack for that silhouette.
They really do. And when you hear BMW, you don't just think car. You think, well, decades of engineering, right?
Yeah.
Reputation for premium quality, undeniable driving dynamics, and that certain luxurious feel. Few can replicate it. To me, that legacy, it really speaks volumes, especially in a market flooded with newcomers.
Okay, fair point on the heritage. But then, stepping into the ring, we have the Xiaomi SU7 Max. Now, this is a pure sports sedan.
Right.
And what makes it truly remarkable, maybe even astounding, is where it comes from. Xiaomi, the tech giant, smartphones, smart home stuff.
Yeah, everyone knows Xiaomi for phones.
Exactly. And they just sort of casually decided to jump into the car market. And their entry wasn't just surprising, it was like a thunderclap. It's a very clear signal that those lines between tech companies and traditional car manufacturers, they're not just blurring, they're dissolving. What they've managed in such a short time is, I think, genuinely groundbreaking.
It is pretty impressive, I'll give you that. And what's particularly intriguing, as you touched on, is that even though these two cars somehow land in a similar price bracket, and we definitely need to dig into the significant difference there.
Oh, yeah.
They come from completely different worlds, different philosophies. One's a traditional powerhouse, evolving, trying to bring its heritage into the electric age. The other, a tech innovator, just jumping straight into high-performance EVs, seemingly without any historical baggage. It really feels like they're targeting different people, even with that price overlap.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So let's dive right into the numbers, because this is where the story really starts to unfold. And yeah, we have to talk about the elephant in the room. Price. What's fascinating here isn't just the numbers themselves, but the sort of strategic statement behind them. So the BMW iX2 xDrive 30, it comes in at around 60,000 euros in Italy.
Right.
Which positions it firmly in that, premium European segment. It's relying on that established brand loyalty, that proven quality you mentioned.
Which is, that's what you expect from a BMW, isn't it? You're paying for the craftsmanship, the design, the heritage. It feels like an investment in a known quantity.
It does. But compare that to the Xiaomi SU7 Max. Now, in China, the Max version is priced at an incredibly aggressive, roughly 38,750 equivalent.
Wow. Okay. That's
a huge difference. Now, obviously, we fully expect Xiaomi's price to be higher if and when it officially lands in Europe. But that Chinese pricing, it fundamentally shifts expectations for what's possible at this performance level. This isn't just a cheaper car. It's like a warning shot across the bow of the traditional auto industry. Xiaomi is aggressively using its scale, its tech-first pricing model, to challenge the very definition of premium performance and value. It's properly disruptive. It forces everyone else to rethink.
That is a massive statement, especially when you look at the performance figures that go with that price.
Exactly.
For raw power and speed, which, let's be honest, gets EV fans excited. The BMW iX2, okay, for an SUV coupe, it offers a very respectable 230 kilowatts, or, for those thinking in old money, 313 metric horsepower, CV. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.6 seconds. Brisk.
Decent.
Yeah. For me, that's more than enough for daily driving, getting onto highways, and for its SUV nature, it feels perfectly adequate, strong even. It's got that characteristic smooth BMW power delivery.
But then you look at the Xiaomi SU7 Max, and it's playing in a completely different league.
Yeah, the numbers are stark.
We're talking 495 kilowatts. That translates to a staggering 673 CV.
673.
Yeah.
Yep. And that raw power means 0 to 100 kilometers in just 2.8 seconds.
2.8, that's insane.
It is. And top speed, a mind-blowing 265 kilometers compared to the BMW's 180.
Okay.
So if you're looking for that exhilarating, push you back in your seat acceleration, the numbers here tell a very, very clear story. Xiaomi's approach seems to be pack an incredible amount of power and speed into the flagship, really show what modern EV tech, especially from a tech-first company, can do when they're not maybe held back by legacy stuff.
Pure performance for potentially much less money.
That's the pitch. Pure, unadulterated performance for a fraction of the usual cost.
Okay. Power is certainly impressive. But for many people, maybe most people, it's nothing without range, right? That's the real EV core, especially for families.
True. Range anxiety is still a thing.
So the BMW iX2, it comes with a 64.8 kilowatt-hour battery. That gives it a WLTP range between 417 and 449 kilometers.
Which, for most people, is perfectly suitable. Daily commutes, weekend trips, even family holidays without too much stress. It's a very practical, real-world range for its segment. Lets you just enjoy the drive, that BMW experience.
Right. Now, compare that to the Xiaomi SU7 Max. It boasts a much larger battery, 101 kilowatt hours.
That is significantly bigger.
It is, and with that, a declared range of up to 800 kilometers. But that's on the CLTC cycle.
Ah, right. The Chinese cycle. We need to explain that.
Yeah, exactly. For our listeners, CLTC is the China Light-Duty Vehicle Test Cycle. It generally gives higher numbers than WLTP, the Worldwide Harmonized Standard used in Europe. It's often, less demanding in testing.
So 800 kilometers CLTC might be more like, 600-something WLTP? Still impressive, but different.
Absolutely still impressive. But yeah, important context. Regardless, the sheer capacity of that battery is a significant advantage for long-distance travel. It pushes the boundaries of what people expect. It really tackles that range anxiety head-on, almost makes it irrelevant for many trips.
Okay, and when you do eventually need to plug in, charging speed matters. Time is convenience. The BMW iX2's DC fast charging is solid at 130 kilowatts, which means you can go from, say, 10% to 80% charge in about 29 minutes. That's pretty good practical performance for a quick top-up on the road. Grab a coffee, make a call.
Standard premium experience, yeah. But again, Xiaomi really pushes the envelope here. The SU7 Max supports ultra-fast 220 kilowatts DC charging.
220, okay, that's fast.
It is. This higher rate means potentially even quicker turnarounds on long journeys, less downtime. What's fascinating, too, is how this pressures the infrastructure, Chargers need to keep up.
Good point.
This tech leap in charging speeds is something Chinese manufacturers are clearly prioritizing, maybe even leading on. It's not just the car, it's the whole ecosystem they're thinking about.
Okay, so we've hit the raw numbers, speed, range, charging. But let's be real. Most people aren't just buying a spec sheet. How do these cars actually fit into your life? Practicality, dimensions?
Right, the day-to-day stuff.
The BMW iX2, as we said, it's an SUV coupe. Its dimensions allow for a properly spacious interior, and the trunk is particularly versatile. Really useful. 525 liters, expanding up to a massive 1,400 liters with the seats folded down.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. That, for me, makes it incredibly ideal for families, hauling luggage, bikes, whatever life throws at you. It has that classic SUV utility, but, that sleeker BMW look.
Okay. The Xiaomi SU7 Max, on the other hand, it's a larger sports sedan. So while it's definitely spacious inside for passengers, its dimensions and trunk set up 517 liters in the back, plus a 105-liter frunk, a front trunk.
Ah, the frunk. Always useful.
Always useful. But the overall setup reflects its sportier focus over just pure utility. The emphasis is different. It's geared more towards performance car owners who might prioritize aerodynamics, a lower stance. It's designed to look fast even when it's parked. Maybe not necessarily to swallow the weekly shop for a family of four quite as easily.
Different priorities again. Okay, finally, let's touch on tech and infotainment. Hugely important now, maybe even more so in EVs. The BMW iX2 features that beautiful double curved screen running BMW operating system 9. It's got that signature premium feel. It's intuitive, great smartphone integration. Keeps you connected and entertained in a very refined way. It's exactly what you'd expect from a premium European brand. Solid, reliable, elegant.
And this, arguably, is where Xiaomi truly shines, leveraging that deep tech background they have. The SU7 Max gets this massive 16.1-inch central screen running their own Xiaomi HyperOS.
16 inches.
Yeah, it's huge. We're talking cutting-edge infotainment, really deep digital integration, a user experience that feels, honestly, more like a high-end tablet or smartphone on wheels than a traditional car system. And
Interesting.
they've pushed the ADS levels too, the advanced driver assistance systems. BMW's at a strong level 2 advanced, adaptive cruise, lane keeping working together nicely.
Right, typical high-end setup.
But Xiaomi boasts level 2 plus off, often implying, well, a wider scope or more robust semi-autonomous features, nudging closer perhaps to hands-off driving in specific scenarios, really showing off the bleeding edge of intelligent driving systems. And I think this is an area where these tech giants entering the car space bring a distinct, maybe even an unbridgeable advantage in software and user experience.
Okay, unbridgeable is a strong word,
Yeah.
but I see your point on the software focus.
Yeah.
So we've laid out all the facts, the fascinating differences. Now let's try and connect these dots, really understand the essence of each car, their true strengths, who they're really for.
Yeah, let's synthesize.
So if we look at the BMW iX2, its strengths aren't just features, but what they mean to a buyer. It's about that seamless blend of practicality and premium feel. This car basically says you don't have to compromise comfort or space just because you're going electric. It's built for the long haul, for families, for those who value that understated luxury and proven reliability over maybe just raw spectacle.
Yeah.
You get a refined drive, superior comfort, excellent soundproofing. It makes every journey serene and that peace of mind from a trusted brand. It's like pragmatic premium.
Okay. And then the Xiaomi SU7 Max offers these undeniable advantages, especially if you prioritize performance and cutting-edge tech. We're talking high-level sports performance that, frankly, just redefines expectations at its potential price point, linked directly to those incredible power figures we discussed.
Right.
Its very high declared range and that ultra-rapid charging make it a true long-distance champion, a car that can tackle big journeys easily, minimum downtime, and of course, the advanced tech, the infotainment, it's a direct reflection of its tech company DNA. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, like we said, this kind of value proposition, extreme performance, advanced tech, extremely competitive price, it's truly disruptive. It challenges the established players to innovate faster, price more aggressively. And honestly, I think for many European manufacturers, catching up to this kind of integrated tech and aggressive pricing, it's going to be incredibly difficult, maybe impossible in the short to medium term.
So you're suggesting this is a fundamental shift.
Mm-hmm.
But do you really think that established premium heritage that BMW feel isn't enough to compete, especially against the sheer digital integration and raw power Xiaomi's bringing, maybe for a younger, more tech-savvy generation who might prioritize the software experience over, say, traditional driving dynamics?
That really is the core question, isn't it? For a certain type of buyer, the BMW legacy, the driving feel, the build quality, that will always hold immense appeal. And let's be clear, they are making fantastic electric vehicles.
Yeah, they are.
But for a growing segment, particularly in markets like China, and I think increasingly everywhere, the sheer value proposition from a company like Xiaomi, with its deep software integration, its speed of innovation, its ability to offer that extreme performance at a potentially dramatically lower price, it's just irresistible to many. It suggests that while BMW will absolutely continue to cater to its loyal premium base, the future, especially for mainstream and performance EVs, might be increasingly shaped by these agile tech disruptors, companies not constrained by decades of, combustion engine history.
Okay. So what does this all mean for you, our listener?
Well, ultimately, this comparison boils down to a pretty clear choice, I think. The BMW iX2 is ideal if you prioritize a compact, versatile electric SUV with that premium build quality, superior comfort, and the peace of mind from an established, reliable brand.
Right.
It's for someone who appreciates refinement and practicality in their daily drive on longer trips, someone who values that classic, tangible automotive experience.
While the Xiaomi SU7 Max is absolutely for those who desire that high-performance sports sedan feel, coupled with superior range and genuinely advanced digital tech, it's offering an aggressive price-to-performance ratio that's just, well, hard to ignore.
Exactly. The choice truly depends on your individual priorities. Is it that blend of practicality and premium comfort from BMW?
Or is it the raw performance, the aggressive pricing, and the cutting-edge tech of the Xiaomi? Both are fantastic vehicles in their own right, but they speak to very different desires in this electric future. They really represent two distinct paths the auto industry is taking right now.
And maybe this comparison isn't just about two cars, it's really about two very different approaches to the electric future, two distinct visions for what a car can even be. It raises an important question, something for you to maybe ponder. In this rapidly evolving world of EVs, does established premium heritage and a proven track record, or does aggressive tech innovation and disruptive pricing hold the ultimate advantage in shaping what we as consumers expect and shaping the future of the entire industry? That's a great question to leave things on.
It's going to be absolutely fascinating to watch which philosophy ultimately captures, the hearts and wallets of drivers around the world.
Absolutely fascinating. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the electric vehicle landscape today. If you found this insight useful, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next exploration of fascinating topics.
Yeah, definitely subscribe.
And if you enjoyed what you heard, please give us a like. It really does help us bring more deep dives like this one to you.